I don't even know if this is real. Apparently, this girl is gonna play Nani and Lilo and Stitch. Now, I am not Hawaiian, but I also am not blind, so I think I have the right to say, who the is that? Apparently, people are like, yeah, but she's actually part Hawaiian, so this is actually good representation. Okay, let's have logic. Play Cobra Bubbles then, if that's all that matters. But even that would matter less to the actual fucking movie than whatever this is. You really couldn't find one brown-skinned Hawaiian? I guess Emma Stone was too busy.
This is who they chose to play Nani and Lilo instead. Lighter than Nani. What is happening? How hard is it to find a dark-skinned indigenous Hawaiian woman to play this role? It's not giving Nani, and people are upset about that. It's not that hard to cast what people actually look like and are supposed to be in animated movies, etc.
What is going on, everybody? Wyatt here. I hope you guys have an excellent, wonderful day, or at least I hope you are after watching that first clip, because I know that was super cringe, about a man who was just pretty much complaining about how he thinks it's wrong that Sydney Agudong has been cast in the role as Nani because she is not Hawaiian enough to play a Hawaiian, even though she is a native Hawaiian. Yes, that is pretty much as stupid as it sounds. But that has been the backlash that we've seen on Twitter with these castings or whatever, with the Lilo and Stitch movie. Now, I've said from the beginning, I don't know how good of an idea these live actions are. Not because of the casting decisions. I just don't think Disney ever does a good job with these live action movies. I'm not a fan of them. I don't ever think they really, do it too well. I think it's kind of a cash grab. Although, as anyone knows from watching my channel, it's a big Lilo and Stitch channel. Probably about a third of the videos on this channel at this moment in time are of Lilo and Stitch, the experiments, the characters, all that type of stuff. But of course, there's been a lot of backlash from Twitter, as you can see right here. At this point, we don't need a live action movie of Lilo and Stitch. We are better off fine with the cartoons. I would agree with that. But a lot of the backlash is coming from the fact that not the actors who are going to portray Nani and David, they say are not dark enough. They are not Hawaiian enough to portray Hawaiians, even though they are native Hawaiians. They hail from Hawaii. I know Sydney Agudong actually hails from Kauai, which is where the Lilo and Stitch franchise is based, in Kauai. It's a beautiful place. If you ever have the chance to go there, I would highly recommend it. It is amazing. But that being said, I can't even imagine how insulting that must be to be told you're not Hawaiian enough to play a Hawaiian when you've been born and raised in Hawaii your entire life. You have Polynesian and Hawaiian descent. And yet, it's not good enough. But this video is not really about Sydney Agudong. This is more about the actor who plays David. And how in this live-action Lilo and Stitch remake, he's going to be recast over racial slur use in a Spotify playlist when he was like 15 years old. Apparently, he said the N-word. And everyone on Twitter is looking for any reason to cancel anybody in this movie because they're not dark enough. That's their words, it's not mine. It's really odd that people who preach acceptance seem to be the most intolerant. Although I guess I really shouldn't be surprised at this point. Hey, you recast Tinkerbell as, black? Oh, that doesn't matter. Or Ariel is black. Oh, that's totally fine. You cast David as, with a Hawaiian actor, which I think is what you should do. Well, no, he's not dark enough. I just think I think it's insane. I really do. But let's read the article here. Capo Dudoit, I'm sorry, I'm terrible at names, has taken over the role of David in Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch after the actor previously chosen posted a racial slur online, like 5 years ago. The role of David in Disney's live-action Lilo and Stitch has been recast after the first actor chosen for the part was found to use racist language on social media. Previously, it was announced that Kaui Makado would play David, the server who becomes the love interest of Nani, Lilo's older sister. Makado has now been replaced by Capo Dudoit, as I can't say that name. As reported by THR, Dudoit is a Hollywood newcomer who has appeared in an episode of Magnum P.I. But essentially, see if I can find the controversy here. Essentially what's happened is the actor was playing him, Kahui Makato, was found to use a racial slur in a Spotify playlist that they had, you know, a couple years ago, whatever. And because fans were so upset about the casting of this, the casting of him as David, because, again, I'll go back to the picture here. They said he is not dark enough to play a Hawaiian, even though he's been born and raised in Hawaii. If I can find the picture. Geez, where is it? Did I go up or down? Doesn't matter. There it is. You can see he's the wrong shade, apparently. I'm not saying that. Those are not my words. I don't know who this person is, but I'm sure they could, you know, acting is a skill, so I'm sure they have some skill in acting. And I'm sure if they were picked for it, they could probably portray the character perfectly fine. Same with Sydney Agudong, who was going to portray Nani, but as you can see, the shade of them is off. It's not correct to the cartoon versions of them. Although we have no backlash about Cobra Bubbles, who was, apparently a gender swap, but that's not a big deal. That doesn't matter. That doesn't get outrage. So because of this, somebody went through their Spotify playlists, or all their social media accounts really, and dug up them naming one playlist with the N-word in it. Which is not a good thing to do. I'm not going to say it is, but I think this is a bit of a stretch to try to cancel this person over that, especially how hard it is to get involved in Hollywood, and I'm sure these people fight for parts tooth and nail. And to be canceled over something so silly is absolutely ridiculous. This young man's entire career could be destroyed over that. But the woke moms don't care. Because this isn't about that at all. It's never been about that. For some reason, this is about Native Hawaiians not being Hawaiian enough to play Hawaiians. And they're looking right now for a reason to cancel Sydney Agudong as well. Because although she was born and raised in Kauai, and she has Hawaiian and Polynesian ancestry, descent, traces her lineage, all that stuff, well, she's not dark enough. And yet these are the same people who say that if you race swap Ariel or Tinkerbell, well, that doesn't matter. I don't normally agree with Disney. I think Disney has done a lot of things wrong lately. I mean, and too many things to actually list. But they actually took the time to go through and actually were sensitive enough to try to cast Hawaiians in the role to portray these characters. And I think they absolutely should. That was one of my main concerns about that, was that they weren't going to actually cast Hawaiians in the role to play these characters. And I think it's great that they did. But apparently they're the wrong color. They're the wrong shade. They're not Hawaiian enough. They could have been born there, raised there, lived there this entire time. Yeah, it's not good enough. Not enough. It's never enough for the woke mob. It's absolutely incredible. Anyway, that's all I got. Leave a like on the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. It really helps with the algorithm. And thank you for listening this long. I don't really know what else to say about this. I think it's just very triggering. I think this is way blown out of proportion. I think Disney took all the correct steps to try to ensure that Native Hawaiians portrayed, Nani, David, Lilo. And yet it's not good enough. And yet in other examples, you can race swap out characters. It doesn't even matter. That's not important. But Hawaiians not being the correct shade, that apparently gets them canceled. I think it's absolutely despicable. I really hope we're at a reverse point in society. And I will catch you on the next one. Later.